powertoolswiththread.com. That's my blog. It echoes in here. Okay, this is my new sewing space. This is not going to be a reveal video. Let me put my little thing over here out of the way. We'll talk about that in a minute. There is still a lot to do in this room, and so it is not ready for a reveal video, because you know those things on YouTube, they usually get tons and tons of views and people want inspiration for stuff. So I get it, but I'm not finished yet. The room is probably at about 75% finished, I guess. But this is my new sewing space. It was built originally to the house as a 2-car garage, and the previous owner of the home converted it into a game room, and it was very dark. It had dark concrete floors. They were stained, but they had dark barnwood on the bottom half of the walls, and then around the top half of the walls were decoupaged paper bags. And so the entire room was very brown and rustic, which, you know, if that's your thing, that's great, and that was perfect for them. And for a while it was good for us too. We really enjoyed entertaining in here, but that was many, many moons ago, and life changes, and this season of our lives we decided that the best use of this space was for my new sewing studio, because it has continued to grow and grow along with the channel. So hi everybody, if you're new, welcome. Thank you for joining me. First of all, best laid plans, right? Y'all remember I had gridded out the entire room and made pretty little colored pieces of construction paper of where I wanted everything to go. Well, that went totally right out the window because it did give me an idea of what would fit. But once I got in here and you got, you know, reality sets in and you've got some practicality issues that you need to deal with, that changed things just a little bit. A big deal was I could not get the IKEA furniture that I wanted. They just didn't have it. And they let you put it in your cart like everything's fine, and you go to get either a delivery date or pickup date, because there is an IKEA near me in San Antonio. And it tells you, oh no, not available, not available. And you can go on the wait list, but so most of what's in here is my existing furniture that I had already. I just had to make do, and that's fine. I did order a new desk because in my old sewing studio, my cutting table and my scan and cut and my computer workstation all shared the same, and I was forever having to move stuff out of the way in order to cut fabric. And that was a priority for me in this particular new space, that this doesn't share a purpose with anything except for a cutting station. The room also needs additional lighting. There is the light that was above Spanky, which is my 10 needle. Keith went ahead and installed that in the existing overhead garage light that was here originally with the house. So that is up. I'm gonna put blinds in my 2 windows, so I don't have that up yet. There is wiring hanging down for more lighting that is going to go in, so that's in the works as well. I'm going to change the underside of this cutting table. Right now it has the wire racks from the original one that was built. We're gonna do the cubby thing underneath with them sitting on a sheet of plywood and big wheels, so this is easy to roll around as I need it to. That'll be really cool with cubbies, you know, on the ends and whatnot. That'll be really neat. One of the strangest things about being in this room is that in my old room, all I had were windows and bricks, and I really didn't have things to put on the walls because I didn't have any walls. I didn't have sheetrock I could nail something to or put command strips or anything like that. So here I've got lots of wall space, and so I have a lot of empty walls because I didn't have anything to put on. But just give me a minute, I'll take care of that, okay? That won't take me long at all. I do have a design wall up. So that's new, that's very cool. I always used to have to hang it with magnets on an overhead light thing that I had in the other room. But the move happened yesterday on Saturday the 13th of March 2021. My quilty buddy, Lisa, her husband, Mike, came over. I texted her first thing in the morning and I said, does Mike have some time today? I really needed somebody who knew their way around a long arm, and Lisa has a long arm, and Mike has trekked that thing up and down stairs and moved it, you know, a couple of times, and so he's pretty familiar with, you know, the terminology and where things go and all, even though our frames are different, but still, he was a great, wonderful, wonderful help. Thank you, Mike. I know she makes you watch the videos. And I fed the boys lunch, and they finished up a few more things, moved all the heavy stuff, and it was just so grateful. But I tell you what, yesterday I got into our hot tub. Oh man, it felt so good. It was threatening to rain. I didn't care. I was getting in it. But it was a very, very long day yesterday. Even my my watch told me, oh my gosh, look how many steps you've taken. I haven't done that many steps in a year. I was feeling it, definitely feeling it. A friend of mine gave me one of her old TVs, one of those big flat screen TVs. I think it's a 30-inch. It's not real big. And it's gonna go on the wall above my desk, which is on the other side of the room from me here. And I will be able to watch YouTube videos from over here. So that's kind of cool while I'm cutting. Because usually I'm just watching them on my laptop, but it'll be neat to be able to see them on a TV in my sewing room. Along with the new desk, and I got that from overstock.com. I'll put a picture of it right here. I also got a rug to go with that. It's like 7 by 10. So that's going to take care of a lot of the echoing sound that we have in here. And when I get quilts on the walls and that kind of thing, that'll be, you know, that'll help with that as well. But I did have a koala chair came in. You guys were absolutely 100,000,000% right. The koala chair is awesome. That's going to be my desk chair, actually, not so much my sewing chair, but because of the amount of time I spend editing videos, I actually sit, you know, answering emails and going through all of that and answering comments from you guys and whatnot. That's actually going to be where I spend the most of my time sitting versus actually sitting in these sewing chairs. You know, the room did not, it didn't lay out like I thought it would, but I really, really like it the way it is. I really like it. Underneath my long arm right now, it is just absolutely packed with stuff. And the goal is to get it completely cleaned out, 100%. I want to see flooring under there, not thread, you know, tubs of thread and things of fabric and things of batting and all of that stuff. There's a lot under there. But there is a storeroom right behind the camera, and I need to get that cleaned out in order to put shelving and whatnot and then move all of this stuff in there. So, and I'll tell you, I've rearranged the room couple of times since I started. It is a lot different, so, but it's great. I'm absolutely loving it. So let me tell you real quick a few things, and then I'm gonna take the camera and just show you the stuff that I've been talking about and whatnot, because I know you guys really want to see what it looks like. But it is, again, it is not finished, and this is not a room tour. We're not gonna do that, okay? I got a jelly roll in from Fat Quarter Shop. They had a, you know, they have their flash sale at 8 o'clock every morning, and this was a couple of days ago, and it's called Dover by Brenda Riddle Designs, and it's just a really nice, I'm not going to take it out of the packaging. It's just a real soft, pretty green. It's got some tan and gray, and it's floral. It's just gorgeous, so, so pretty. Little bit of blue in there as well. I really, really like this. Also, there was a pattern from the pattern basket, and it was called Silent Night. And this is just really pretty. It's got, you know, it's the same neutral tones. It has a house and some trees. And yeah, that looks like that'll make a nice, cute, how big is this thing? 58 by 68. So that's pretty good size quilt. That's really nice. I don't know what I'd make it in. I don't know if I would make it in Christmas colors or not. I really like the neutrals. Missouri Star had their daily deal and they had a 10-inch square ruler. So I grabbed that and that came in as well. I didn't have a 10-inch square ruler. I can't believe that. Oh, another thing I got in the mail. Let's talk about this. Y'all remember when we had that freeze and I was worried about being able to make coffee? Well, you know, I got to thinking, I know my parents, I used to go camping all the time with my parents when I was a kid, and I know they made coffee over campfire, and how did they do that? And I had to reach back, right? What do you do? And I actually searched non-electric coffee pot. The word is percolator. Hello? So this thing is awesome. It is called it is by Coletti is the name of the company, Coletti. It's a 9-cup Bozeman, and it is named after Bozeman, Montana, where the company is out of. And this is a veteran-owned company, and they donate 100% of their profits to charity, to veterans charity. So that's very, very cool. Being a veteran myself, I'm all about that. This is stainless steel, it's not aluminum, and it came with probably like 10 filters, and I ordered some more filters as well. So yeah, it's got a nice little basket in here, and very cool. We have an RV that has a propane stove, and then Keith has loads of propane burners around here. I don't know, I was just freaking out about not being able to have my coffee if we didn't have any power. I'm good. So I've taken care of 2 of my worries. I was worried about having coffee, and I was worried about not being able to sew. So I bought those little cross-stitch kits, and I've got my coffee set now. I'm ready. Isn't that crazy? Oh, one of you had mentioned on my last video, I had talked about on American Muscle, the cars, the one with all the old classic cars, that I was going to put the fuzzy dice border on the side, and one of you mentioned that it probably needed a solid black inner border first. Good call. I'm going to do that. I appreciate that tip. So I've got this fabric here to remind me to say that, but I think that'll look really good. I've got black fabric on hand. I'm going to go ahead. I think I'll make it it'll be an 1.5 inch inner border. Then I'll do a 3-inch fuzzy dice, and then I'll do the 5-inch navy blue on the outside, and then we'll have the tire tracks around for the binding. So really good. I did not do any more work on that at all because this. Because this. One thing I do want to let you know before I take you around the room here, I have revamped my blog, and thank you to all of you who have subscribed to powertoolswiththread.com. Matter of fact, I will be putting a notice out there tomorrow of who won the Wrapped in Embroidery book with the CD, because I don't think I'll put a video out tomorrow, but I will announce it in our Power Tools with Thread Facebook group, and I will put it on my blog, so that way you will know. But I created a new page on my blog. So what's on my blog is the front page, as you can see all the blog posts that I have done and whatnot. The about page is actually the creative fraud. That's me, because I'm not creative. I just copy real good and make patterns. Then there is an Embrilliance page, and that page is an affiliate page for me. If any of you are ever interested in buying Embrilliance embroidery software, I do a lot of tutorials on it. I encourage you, if you would please, to use my links. That helps our family business. I retired from my 9-to-5, and so every little bit helps here. But there is my video on there that explains what is Embrilliance software and how does thumbnailer work. That is on that page. And then there are links for you to purchase Embrilliance as well, which helps out me very much at no cost to you, and I appreciate that. The next page that I just added on is called Calendar of Events. And you know how I always talk about, oh, let's do a sew along, let's do this, let's do that, right? Well, I went ahead and created a calendar of events page, and it's going to be chronologically. So the next sew along that we're doing is the Liberty Sew Along from Villa Rosa Designs, and that starts on April 5th. And on that page, you'll see what's going on, when it's going to happen, and there will be links to all of the products. So I do want to tell you though, a lot of you commented when I said I might do this. A lot of you wanted me to do a sew along for Kimberbell's Red, White, and Bloom. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to do it until the last week of April because we have other obligations that we've got between now and then, and it doesn't work with my schedule before that. But you could pre-order pattern books and fabric kits and embellishment kits and all of that. So it's very, very exciting. It's an awesome little quilt project, and there's so much that goes on with it. It's very cute, and I am going to do a sew along with it. I've got this big art bin, and I've got it chock full of all the things for the Red, White, and Bloom. I have got the fabric for it in here. I talked about this before. I have the embellishment kit. The pattern itself is a book. And then I have got the orange pop rulers. I've got both the square one and the rectangle one in order to be able to square up these blocks and center and fussy cut the blocks. So these are very handy. If you go out to my calendar of events page on my blog, you will see links to all of these things. And again, if you want to do this with me, I would very much appreciate it if you would use my links. That helps me out very much to make these videos for you and keep them coming. So that's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's just darling. I can't wait to do it. And if you are brand new to embroidery, I encourage you to do some kind of Kimberbell project. But this particular project is, you're going to have the most darling quilt, and I will walk you through how to use all those embellishments, the vinyls and the little fairy lights and all of that. I'll show you how to do it all. And there are several blocks in this quilt kit that are duplicates. So like it wants you to make 3 watermelon blocks and 2 fairy light blocks, the fireflies. So I will do one on a single needle and I will do one on the multi-needle, because I know some of you have multi-needles and you've been asking for tutorials on how to do things. So there's nothing worse than getting that giant machine and looking, I keep looking at it, I put it over here, you know, looking at it and going, what do I do with it? Don't be afraid of it, it's fine. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly take you around the room. Again, not a tour, but just to show you the new things that I've got here, just to give you a little sneak peek before the big tour, okay? When you come into the room from the house, this was the old garage, so the hallway door is right behind me. This is where the long arm is, and it was actually the most level spot to put the long arm. I had thought about moving it over by the exterior door over here, by that door, and putting it along this wall right here, but it was just, it's too big and it is not level. But I'll let you guys take a look. The paint color is called Fast as the Wind by Behr, and it is a marquee, the Behr marquee paint. There is my design wall. I did get ahead on the Hope blocks. Today is only the 14th and I have 17 blocks done because I wanted to make sure I had enough time with the move. And there is my baby lock. I only use this machine for putting together batting and whatnot, for batting scraps. And there's doggy door right here. That is from the previous owner. Neither one of my dogs can fit through that door. And my husband said, I'm just gonna hang something over it. And he says, well, I'll put in a new door. I don't need a new door. I just hang a quilt over it. Again, the point is to get all of this stuff that is on top of the long arm and under the long arm out and gone. Sewing machine row over here. There's Darla, my brother Luminaire. And I put the ironing station in between the two. It's away from the wall a little bit so that I can drop longer fabrics behind it. I really wanted a longer ironing surface. I don't know if I can do that or not with this setup. And this setup may change, I'm not sure. And then my piecing machine, I've got it sitting right in front of the window so that I can look out And I'm like Gladys Kravitz, keeping an eye on everything that's going on. And my serger and my cover stitch machine. And then here's another set of the drawers. And I would like to put all of my Cricut Easy Press irons like stacked in somewhere. One of the big things that's a change that I've done in here is this is an old, oh gosh, I got this at Hancock's years ago. It's an old sewing desk. And I have turned this into the scan and cut workstation, and I love that concept. So this thing is for nothing but scan and cut. I hung the mats on the side. When I need to use it, I can just roll it out, and I'll have to roll it over somewhere to plug it in. I can put up the back. See, it's got a fold up. I can put up the back to give the mat somewhere to travel to and hold that all up. I just love it. I've always not liked where the scan and cut was when it was on my cutting table. So this is great. The scan and cut has its own home, and I think that's just fabulous. This flooring, I got it from Home Depot. It's a 5mm depth flooring with padding on the back, tongue and groove. Just absolutely love it. It was very easy to put in. Well, I paid to have it put in, so that was really easy. But I watched the guys put it in, and they did this room in a week. The white paint is called Polar Bear. That's on the barnwood and around the trim. I am not sure about all of this. Again, this is pre-existing stuff that I had. This is old, like Michael's type, I don't know, Walmart. I don't know. A lot of this was given to me. And I'd like to change it out. It needs work. It's not there yet. I need a place to put my embroidery threads that are right here. So those are the Billy bookcases from IKEA that I had in my previous sewing room. And then here's Spanky. I gotta walk around this cord from the light. Right there, centered. There's gonna be more lighting here. Again, we don't have it set up right for lighting just yet. And I need socket covers for all of my electric stuff. They're not in. The off-white socket is going to be changed to white, and there's the floor map that went out the window. I'm also going to change these fixtures to white, get a new white thermostat. There's my koala chair waiting for the desk to come, and then this is the barnwood. This is the barn door that Keith made for me, and it just turned out so great. I love it. We got to still put a little handle on it right here. I'm just going to push it to the side. It just rolls to the side, which is awesome. And that Moda ruler wall hanging just turned out so good right there. So see, I've got to get all of that stuff out and gone. And so there's track lighting right there, and there's one of the LED lights. All of that stuff has got to get out and moved and somewhere else. I did put my old thread stand right there. So I do have my threads in there, so that's good. Okay, so that's it. A lot going on here, lots of work. My back is killing me. I think I'm gonna go in the hot tub again tonight. We'll talk to you soon. Go say something. Bye.